Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. So, we got this in the mail over the weekend, like I said. I know it's nothing super exciting for a lot of you. It's an older handheld. They did, some crowdfunding, which when I noticed the crowdfunding, I missed it. Then I forgot about it, and then they quit selling them. And now they just don't have them. I think last I read, there was like 10 to 15,000 of these in total sold. So they're actually kind of difficult to find. Um, these used to retail between, I want to say, 60 and 80. So now anybody with one, they tend to try and sell it for a lot higher. Um, this one was brand new. When I approached the guy who had it for sale, I made him an offer just over retail, just enough for him to make his money back. He took it and sent it out to me. Now, this is definitely a novelty handheld. You're not really going to play on this every day, just like most of the small ones. Now, however, the Pocket Sprite is a lot older, but around the time I was seeing the Pocket Sprite, in places, the Fun Key S was also showing up. Um, if that tells you anything, the Fun Key S at the time was definitely the better mini handheld. It was a little mini clamshell. I don't have mine on me, or I just pull it out. But it was a little mini clamshell. It had four face buttons, L and R, whereas the Pocket Sprite does not. You're about to see that. So now, when I wanted a Pocket Sprite originally, I wanted the black one. I did not get that. You know what? Hold on. Let's talk about this real quick before I open this box really fast. And I know half of you just went, "Oh my god." Um, I got a lot of comments over the weekend, some good, some bad, but it was one of those weekends full of hate. I love it. Fuels the engine. Um, so right before I open this, I do want to say, in a lot of my videos, I ramble on. If you don't like that, stop the video now, move on. Okay, Pocket Sprite. You get a little how-to insert telling you how to upload ROMs, which you turn the device on. And then on your computer, you'll connect to the Wi-Fi network, which is Pocket Sprite. It's PKSPR. So you connect your computer to that, and then you go to the 192 address, and then you choose which file you want to upload to the Sprite. There is not a whole lot of space on this thing. I want to say 16 meg. Yeah, 16 meg with, I think, 14 usable. There it is. Now in the box you get a screen protector, a little itty bitty screen protector for it, and a micro USB cable, which the micro USB I don't have on me. It has this little lanyard. There you go, a little micro USB. I keep forgetting that my up camera is my SDI camera, so it's not going to autofocus. But there it is. Little Pocket Sprite. Now, this thing does have exceptional build quality, and on the back, of course, it says, it's etched in there, it says Pocket Sprite, little battery. I believe they had an atomic purple, this clear, transparent one, and a solid black one. Oh, you know what? I want to say I seen a silver or a metal one, too, that was like a first backer thing. I can't remember, though. Someone put in the comments if you know, but I'm pretty sure there was like a silver or a metal version. Which I totally would have jumped on. I love metal handhelds for some reason. So, anyway, I always wanted one of these, not to play on, but just to have. When I was getting into handhelds, this is the first micro or mini handheld I came across. Period, and I wanted one. So, when I seen this guy post this, I was just thrilled. I was super excited about it. Now, I grabbed a couple other micro handhelds. This is the micro Game Boy that you can find on AliExpress for about $50. And this is the Thummy Color that you can get on Tiny Circuits. So yeah, that's about the size of it. Let me see if I have anything else to compare it to. Huh. You know what? Hold on, I got something. Just sit tight. Here is a GBA game. If that gives you an idea of the size. So, GBA game is way bigger than the AliExpress Game Boy. The cart is, or the GBA cart is slightly longer than the Pocket Sprite. Almost the same width. But of course the Pocket Sprite's, twice as thick. And then the thummy color. GBA cart's longer and wider. And just barely, the thummy color is barely thicker than the Game Boy Advance cart. So let's turn these on. I'm not sure about this, if this still has power or not. This sits on my desk. This normally sits right under my monitor, and for a long time I didn't realize that it was in direct sunlight sitting under there. So it kind of cooked it to this yellow color. This is supposed to be DMG gray, but it cooked it. So now I leave it under my desk trying to cook the backside of it. If you do go pick one of these up from AliExpress, I would suggest getting something in a color. Don't go for the white or the gray or whatever it is, because this is what happens with a little bit of exposure to the sun. So grab the blue one, the green one, the yellow one. Honestly, I always thought about getting a blue, green, and red one just for fun. But either way, eventually, once I feel like texture-wise that everything matches up on front and back from being cooked, I'm going to paint this. I'm going to paint it myself. I'm just going to tape off the screen area, the buttons, and give it a coat. Now, you've seen this one before. And I hate to say that the AliExpress 3D printed Game Boy has better features, but it does. I mean, that's just awesome when they stick the SD card in a little 3D printed Game Boy case to slot right in there. I had an idea like that years ago and then came across this and was like, great, someone else has that idea and put it into use. So now that kicks on. Let's kick the Pocket Sprite on. Oh, look at that. I'm in the middle of a game. And let's kick on the thummy color. So you can't really see the screen that well or what's on the screen that well on this guy because of the brightness, and there's no controls on this. I can't change brightness. I can't even change the volume on this one. All I can do is turn it off, play a game, turn it back on, or turn it on, play a game, turn it off. Now this one has controls almost like the Fun Key, where if I just press this little power menu button, I can change brightness, volume, all that stuff. So let's go in. Let's find a game to turn on real quick. Okay, jumping into a Pokemon game. Let's see if I can get one pulled up here. Now, it's a little not fair because the AliExpress handheld can only play regular Game Boy. Oh, let me find a game. Here we go. Okay, so the AliExpress one can only play regular Game Boy games, and it comes completely loaded. I don't know if there's anything ever missing from it. Looking through it, it looks like it has the full library, but I've never fully checked. But it comes loaded up. It kind of helps that the AliExpress, or not the AliExpress, that the Game Boy library could fit under a gig, so it doesn't take up a lot of space. But this does only run Game Boy. The Pocket Sprite can run, I believe, Game Boy, Nintendo, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Nintendo, Game Gear, and something else. I can't remember. So, but that's all it can run. And then the thummy color doesn't run any emulators at all. It's its own. So you have a small library of stuff on tiny circuits that you can download and put on the Thummy Color. Some people have moved games over or created versions of games for the Thummy Color. There's even been a Pico 8 game moved over to it. I'll show you guys that in a minute. But right now, I want to talk about these two. So the Pocket Sprite does have a little OLED panel. Yes, OLED panel. That's one of the things that drew me to it. I'm a sucker for an OLED screen. Now the problem with the Pocket Sprite, and you can't see it very well. See, go into the menu there. You can see it a little bit better. Is the text on the screen it's almost impossible to read. It's really fuzzy, really small. Now, it's not even necessarily the small thing. It's the fact that it's really fuzzy. I mean, you can make it out if you sit here and read, like pay attention to it and focus. You can see what you can tell. So you can get away with playing some older Pokemon games on it. With how small the D-pad and face buttons are, I wouldn't play anything action-packed on this. Stick to RPGs. Since you're limited in space anyway, I would probably stick to Pokemon games, Lufia, things like that. I would avoid Zelda games, of course. Avoid those. Avoid things like Metal Walker. I know that's right in between, but in Metal Walker you have that little arrow, and you got to be precise on where you're kind of flinging your little robot, and that's gonna be hard to tell on this screen. So, but stick to RPGs. If you have like a ROM of like Dragon M, Lufia, all that stuff, this would be great for it. I honestly kind of want to try the Harvest Moon games on that. I bet that'd be kind of a pain in the ass. Now on the AliExpress handheld, even though it's also small and smaller than the Pocket Sprite, I can read everything on the screen. Yeah, I can read everything just fine. I know it's really hard to see. Let me tilt it. But the words are not fuzzy. They're very clear. I can read it all. I can play any game I wanted to on this and not have a problem with it. The D-pad is slightly larger than the Pocket Sprite, so maybe you could play a Zelda game. It's going to be tricky. It's going to be really hard, and honestly, that would be an interesting little challenge. Now, if the user interface was better, and I felt more comfortable investing time into a game on here, I would probably try it. But I have a feeling that a little ways into any game, and the save may not. I don't know. I haven't tested it enough. I've only played little bits here and there on this thing for fun, just to kill 10 minutes or so. I've never done anything long term. Maybe I should try, right? You know what? I'm going to try. I'm going to play like Pokemon Yellow on this and see how far I can get in the game. If it holds a save, then I'll try and do like a Zelda game. Like a full stream with this, me trying to beat Zelda on this tiny little guy. So it would be a lot harder on the Pocket Sprite since I can't read the screen. So now let's talk about, I don't remember how to get out of things here. Oh, I changed. I just realized I changed what you call it, the yeah, I can't think of the name of it now, but it went from that DMG style screen to like a Game Boy Pocket. I'll play with that later. I kind of wanted to look at that. I didn't realize I could change that overlay or that color. All right, now on the Thummy Color, let's see. There we go. I can lower brightness so you guys can see it a little bit better. There we go. Now the Thummy Color has probably the best finish. It's really, Well, I don't know about the best finish. Honestly, this feels really solid and well built. And this doesn't quite feel like it came from a proper company. You can tell this was manufactured just or put together by a guy in his garage, but it's really well done. If you want a small Game Boy like this, I'd give him 50 for it. I mean, that's a lot of effort into this. Sometimes I see them pop up for 80 and 100, not worth that. 50, I would do. After shipping and all that, it's still going to cost me 60. But it's really, I mean, it's held up. I haven't really been very careful with this one since it just sits out on my desk. People pick it up all the time and mess with it, and it kind of rattles around. But the screen's very solid. Everything works really well on it, so it's really well built, except for the finish. The plastics used on mine kind of suck. All right, back to the Thummy Color. So I put a couple things on here, and if you play around on Pico 8, there is no doubt you've come across Combi Pool. That's right, and with the brightness down, I can't see where I'm aiming, but you can see how well it moves. Look how smooth that is. Oh, sorry, I keep forgetting you got to use L and R to change your aim. I mean, just really, really well done moving this over to the Thummy Color. I love Combi Pool. I play it all the time when I get on Pico 8. So that's more or less what this is being used for me. What did I do? I did something. Oh, I went back. The odd part about the Thummy Color is there's no start or select. Okay, there's A, B, L, and R. So GBA controls. Looks like a GBA. It's really well built. Little USB-C charging port and a power switch on the bottom. And a little itty bitty speaker grill right there. That's about it. But no starter select, which since you're not going to play anything really official, you're not going to play any actual GBA games on it. I guess that's okay. But let's see what we got here. I'm trying to get it to where you can see it, even though you guys can't read it. But I got Bust a Thumb, Connect 4, Chess, Clouds, which is more like a screensaver thing for it, Combi Pool, Magic 8 Ball, Monstra, which some of these come with this, Puzzle Attack, Sand, Solitary, Song of Morris, Tagged, Tetris, Thumatro. So, I haven't even tried it. This is supposed to be Balatro, but on the Thummy Color. Oh, holy okay. Okay, you press up and down. I know I'm getting like right in the way, guys. I can't see it. Well, I mean, this is a start, though. It registers that that's a pair. Oh, and I just hit A on it. Oh, it vibrates the hell out of it. Okay, and the vibration doesn't stop. It's still just going, and I'm done. I'm on to the next move. All right, all right, all right, all right. Backing out. Stop. All right, we got to power that off. So clearly there's some bugs with the Thummy Color. I guess not even with the Thummy Color, with that Balatro-ish like port. Oh, look, there's 2048 also. As soon as you submit a hand, it starts vibrating and doesn't stop. I also got Thumb Commander, Thumb Sweeper, so Minesweeper, Thumbjin, so a little stick-like RPG. Let's launch some Tetris. So not a bad little version of Tetris. I mean, it's basic. You can't quick drop anything though. That sucks. And it can be hard to tell distance. So sometimes you gotta do it like that. But I mean, the screen's really clear. It's really well done. I don't even know what the thummy color goes for, if you can even buy it any longer. But yeah, there you go. 3 little micro handhelds. What do you guys think? Now, I believe the most expensive in this lineup is the Pocket Sprite. And keep in mind, on the Pocket Sprite, like I was saying, you only have like 14 meg worth of space. I'm not saying that incorrectly. You heard me. So you're really only getting a handful of games for Game Boy Color or Nintendo or whatever. Yeah, I mean, you're going to get them that take up 1 meg. I have one on here that takes up 512K. So half a meg. And yeah, you run out of space fast. Really, 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 really fast. Even though those games are tiny. I'm going to power it down. Look at it, save state on that game as I'm powering down. But like I said, out of these little micro novelty handhelds, the Pocket Sprite is probably the most, like the biggest novelty out of all of them. Considering it says it has an OLED screen, but it's really, really fuzzy, really hard to read, so it's not super usable. But it is really neat. All these things get built in a way where they kind of want you to attach them to your keys. Don't do that. You're just going to beat the hell out of it on your keyring. I mean, look at anything on your keyring. It's probably bashed up if you have a keyring. The thummy color. This is really in the same category as the Pocket Sprite. It's a little novelty thing. You're probably not going to play on it any longer than 10-15 minutes playing Combi Pool or Tetris. And it's just as expensive as most bigger handhelds you can get from like Anbernic and all. You can buy a 35XX for the cost of any of these. I mean, the Pocket Sprite, you can buy one of those, or you can buy a certain company's Pocket Air Mini for less. So it's, yeah. You only buy these if you're a collector. You don't buy them for any serious gaming. You buy them because you like them. And then this guy is probably the most useful out of the 3. But like I said, you're only getting Game Boy. The screen is very readable. And obviously there's features I wasn't aware of because I changed that filter that was on there. So I'm going to play around with this a little bit more. And I really love the fact that you can remove this cart. I always wanted to make a small one of these and find, do something like that, but actually have one game on it, which is going to be really annoying, but also really cool. And it would probably sell to maybe 10 people. So, but that's, yeah. What do you guys think about the micro little handhelds? We're almost out of time, so I'm going to start wrapping this up. You know how I wrap this up, where I kind of give you my thoughts and ramble on at the end, and today is special. A couple things I want to talk about before I get this wrapped up. For one, I do have the right analog stick for the PS Vita. Should be showing up today. I may end up putting that together on camera. I don't know. I never tore apart a Vita, so on camera, off camera, I don't know. We'll see. Secondly, let's talk about some consumer stuff here. So this weekend I kept seeing a lot of videos on Nintendo releasing the Game Boy Advance versions of Pokemon on the Switch for $20 a copy. Now there seems to be a line forming in the sand here, where a lot of people are like, "Oh my god, yeah, I'm gonna buy that. I don't care. It's $20." Everybody else is like, emulate it. Just emulate it. Some people have been paying for Switch Online because they're supposed to put classic games on there, but of course they wouldn't put Pokemon on because it's popular and they know they can sell it. And then we got the common theme running of people going, "So what? It's $20." That we need to stop. That attitude needs to quit. I got a comment like that on a older video of mine going when I smashed my old Skull Candy earbuds. And I get this comment randomly anyway, and someone was like, "They're $25. What did you expect?" I expected a working product. Okay, I didn't tell them to sell that for 25. They sold it for 25. Now the basic agreement here is I give you what you ask, you give me what's advertised. We have to stop accepting this type of shit. Okay? I don't care if it's $5. I don't care if it's $1,000. I don't care if it's $1. That is your money that you are spending on something that a company is selling you. If it is not at least as advertised in the most basic sense, it is not okay. Stop accepting that. This is why we're getting shit on by every company out there. They're allowed to run all over us because we just accept things. So stop going to people's stuff and saying, it's just $20. What did you expect? You need to be on that person's side. Stop defending companies that don't know you or care about you. Don't defend those products. That company's never going to see that comment. They're not going to contact that guy and go, hey, this is so-and-so from Skull Candy. You want to like partner up? I know you have no subscribers, no videos. You're a nobody, but you defended us against a small little channel. Let's give you a whole bunch of money and start something for you. They don't care. Okay? Stop defending the company. Start standing with the others that also spend their money, us consumers. We need to work together on this. Stop accepting bullshit. It's like that with the Pokemon thing. Now, I get everybody's argument that buying a legit copy of these games is $100+. Keep in mind, there's AliExpress repo carts for about $5. Okay? So you can still get a cart for $5. It's just not authentic. And you can emulate it. Okay? Nintendo is intentionally fucking you over. They put that out there for sale, even though you're paying for Switch Online, because Switch Online is supposed to house all the classic games, and they're supposed to rotate what's in stock and all, which for something like Game Boy Advance, they can just put them all on there if they wanted to. They're very small games. But you've been paying for Switch Online for how long? And if you forgot, that's exactly what it was for classics. They're not going to sell you the classics. You pay for Switch Online, you can play the classics. But now they're going back on that by selling us a classic game. Don't buy it. Please don't buy it. Stop giving in to stupid shit. Please. Okay? I know you really want to play the game. If you're watching this channel, you have a basic understanding of how to get ROMs and emulate and do that. I don't care if it's 20. It's not right. That should just be on there for Switch Online. The fact that it is Pokemon means they're going to sell it to you because they know you're dumb enough to buy it. Stop. And like I said, start standing with everybody else. You see someone make a video complaining about a $10 item, don't say it was just $10. Say that's bullshit. That should have worked the way they advertised. We only get mad when it's companies like Neo or Retroid fucking up, and then we're all up in arms because they said it was a 6,000 on the battery and they gave us a 3,000. Rawr! But if you buy a $25 handheld and the fucking screen's falling out of it, everybody's like, it's $25. So let these companies come to your house, knock on your door, and you just hand them your wallet. They're not going to give you shit in return. How about we start doing that? You people are ridiculous with those type of comments, okay? And if that's your mindset, if that's the way you think, that's so what, it's $10, $20? Do me a favor. Unsubscribe, stop watching my videos, because you are the enemy. You are the problem, and you're the reason why we always get screwed over. Have some self-respect. Raise your standards a little bit, right? That's what the Legion's about. I'm here to help people. I'm here to create a community of people that want to talk and help each other and discuss gaming. That's what we want. We don't need you to go against us on this. Stand with the Legion or get out of our way. All right, everybody. That's going to wrap it up for today. I'm going to move on. If you got something constructive to say in the comments, go ahead and put it in the comments. If you're jumping in just to be an a-hole, just so you know, I will make a shitty comment back to you and then remove your post and block you from the channel, so that way you get the little notification of what I said back, which is really gonna hurt because yeah, lyrically I'm a beast. So, but I'm gonna block you so you can't respond. So I'm just gonna upset you way more than you upset me, trust me. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about the micro handhelds. Do you have any of these? Do you want any of these? You probably shouldn't want any of them. And going forward, like I said, I'm going to do the right analog stick on the PS Vita. I don't know if like I said, don't know if I'm going to do it on camera or not. When I got the Pocket Sprite, I wanted to wait to open it, but I wanted to get it set up, so I didn't. And past that, I got some other stuff coming up for this week. We'll cross that bridge when we get there, all right? Everybody, have a good Monday. I will see you if I don't release one tomorrow, maybe Wednesday, but I'll try for tomorrow. See you guys then.